answer to that question. Number one, the mandate of the legislation is that the commission would, through all types of disciplines, be able to provide resources to people all across the country to help enable their commemoration and interpretation of 400 years. That's what the legislation tells the commission to do.
So money
grants
made available
up to
communities.
$20,000. Up to that, it actually says that in the legislation, up to
Actually,
$20,000.
it's supposed to start at 20,000 depending on the bigness of the project. So if you had a project, initially the small grants were supposed to be 20,000, and
Right.
depending on how big your project was,
And that
and if
grant
we had the
money
money,
wouldn't be the money that we're raising from the fund. That would be the money that we were asking from the government, or
No,
is it
the
both?
government's giving-
No,
let me-
the government hasn't given us anything.
So, but I understand one of the things of the 12th is to kind of call them to the table.
Right, right.
I
right.
get
No.
that.
Yeah, yes, yes.
The government in the legislation is strictly
What she's
state.
saying, I get what
No,
the
but
president, but I'm saying, but our purpose of the 12th,
Right, but here's
I understand the commission, but just so we can now
In
let
the-
you speak.
in
So
the-
the 12 is going to, we're calling them to the table. That's the purpose of the 12. And then once we do that, your goal is to raise funds
Right.
to stimulate for the entire commission.
Right.
So
Right.
even if calling them to the table on the 12th does nothing, your backup plan is to
Corporate
get
America.
corporations and corporate America to call them to the table as well to say
Right.
the government didn't support this. So as corporations, we're calling you to the table. So hopefully you create a pot of money to then execute what the commission is actually supposed to be.
Right.
And
It's,
really,
it's
that's a better
supposed.
way because we got more corporations now. Krispy Kreme just gave $23 million to an organization because they realized that they were involved in slavery.
Right.
There's a whole lot of other corporations
So-
that do that, so it's more powerful
So
to go to
if,
corporate.
no, I
America.
understand what you're saying, but if our goal is to call not first the government to the
Right,
table,
right.
then
Because that's a
corporate
federal-
America
yeah.
to the table, we
Right.
got to be buttoned up and tight. So what they,
That's right.
because they're going to be in defense,
Right.
and they're going to
right.
be trying to come to the table to make sure that we're so aligned. Because
Right.
if they can find a loophole, then they're gonna say, "Oh, well, they just over there making noise and they don't really have it together." So
Right.
then I think we should streamline and understand our bandwidth because you don't want to have any loose ends or loopholes because then that's gonna make people say, "Oh, well, they over there doing linen parties and singing songs." That's
Yeah.
not really.
That's why there has been education.
It has to be a true educational component.
That's what the 400
That-
years, I mean,
that-
400 schools were about.
So that's what I'm just saying. Like it sounds like
Right.
we're up against
You're right.
time. We should just make sure that we are so buttoned up and
Right.
and focused that when asking for that money, when calling them to the table, that we're all on the same page and one
Right.
accord. That
Right.
there are no loose ends.
Right.
So then they have to support it. They have to give the
Right.
money. The government has to say, why wouldn't we support this? You
Right.
have someone like myself who has a loud voice
Right.
in the media who will continue to make noise
Right.
if it's not supported. But
Right.
at least we need to know that everything we're doing and operating on is on one accord and so sharp that they can't negate but to say we have to support.
If you wanna see an example of what we think your involvement February 12th and everything that you're talking about, if you wanna see an example of how we think that would work, if you follow the actions that led up to the First Step Act, you're familiar with First Step? Criminal justice reform has been tried over and over and over and didn't get anywhere.
Right.
And so there was a robust effort to try to get bipartisan cooperation to make it happen. It took celebrities,
Right.
Kim Kardashian and other people.
Neil, Jay-Z.
Yeah, all of them had to come to the table along with Van
Right.
and use their celebrities to influence the government
Right.
and kind of quote unquote shame the government to do their part. It didn't stop what also is happening on the outside, the kind of stuff that you're talking about.
That's a great example.
And so we think that the 12th will be the exact parallel of that.
Okay.
You'll be bringing your celebrity to the government, to the House That Enslaved People bill, kicking off what has been what should have been a funded effort to start with. But the federal government should have put the first dollar in the collection plate. They
Right.
did not.
Right.
And you're coming to the table. We are coming with a dignified approach, and from that, all of the other aspects of what you've talked about, all of the different fundraising aspects, while the government is